we got nothing from the international community. The international community is nothing but a lie from the colonial powers to pacify our struggles and to make us be enslaved to their means of liberation. The means of so-called non-violent resistance. The means of so-called stay home and do nothing and wait for liberation to come from the United Nations. But guess what? It's already established. There is nothing called international community. Actually, the international community is complicit. And that's fact number 2. The international community is complicit in the Israeli occupation. It's complicit in the massacres and aggression and colonization for the past 67 years. We know, and we talked about it, and we read it, and we watch it every day. The U.S. gives billions of dollars to Israel. The U.S. gives unquestionable and blindly political support to Israel. The United States gives unlimited number of military equipment to Israel. European Union is doing nothing except endorsing, supporting, and funding the state of Israel. So to keep saying that there is something called international community that is going to look at us and feel pity for us and give us anything is really not only a lie, but it's very naive that such statements are being made in our struggle. We need to make it very clear that the international community is nothing but another complicit actor against our occupational colonization. Number 3. Fact number 3, Israel, brothers and sisters, is nothing but a client state to the imperialist state of the United States. Israel is nothing but a dog to the United States. Yes, it might be a monstrous dog. It might sometimes bite the hand of the master. Sometimes it might have a conflicting agenda rather than the imperialist agenda of this country. But guess what? These conflicting agendas are only in tactics, but not goals and strategies. It's very clear that Israel and the United States want to get rid of all of our decolonial struggles throughout the world. They want to get rid of Iran, they want to get rid of the Arab Spring, but they only differ in tactics, not strategies and not goals. So we need to put things into context, and we need to understand that the United States is nothing but another master to the client state of Israel. So we need to hold it accountable as much as we hold Israel accountable for its crimes. Number 4, and based on these 3 facts that I mentioned earlier, it's very clear and very obvious that the only solution is what? Revolution! The only solution is resistance. Not only that, throughout history, not only that, throughout experience of different struggles in South Africa, in Latin America, in Asia, there's nothing that worked except resistance. Take it, for example, South Africa. They keep using it as a way to pacify our cause and saying that the people of South Africa were only taking it and were only peaceful to end apartheid. But guess what? South Africa was liberated because of resistance. Because when Gandhi was in prison for 20 years, they told him, condemn armed resistance and we'll take you out of prison right now and make you the president of South Africa. But he refused and paid the price of 20 years in jail. Why? Because he understood that resistance was the sole component. Resistance was the only solution to ending apartheid and occupation. So we need to not be shy, and we need to reclaim our narrative that it's not only our right to resist, it's an obligation among all of us to resist occupation. And let's make it very clear, I can care less about international law. International law, again, is nothing but to serve the colonial agenda. International law in itself was created to help and serve the colonial and European countries in the world, and of course the United States. There's nothing called international law that is wrong. It's actually our own human and our own oppressed law that we follow. That if there is occupation, there is resistance. If there's colonization, there's decolonization. And if there is aggression, there's also resistance. So we need to make this very clear, and I need to remind you Finally, since it was mentioned by different speakers today, the university of our struggle and cause, when we keep talking about colonization, when we keep talking about imperialism, when we talk about new colonialism, we need to make it very clear that our cause is connected with, it's connected with every single liberation struggle in the world. The struggle of African Americans in this country is our struggle. The struggle of Latin America in independence is our struggle. The struggle of the Arab Spring is our struggle. The struggle of liberating Africa is our struggle. Every single struggle that is against the globalization, against imperialism and capitalism is our struggle. And believe me when I say that Gaza and Palestine is the last, we can say, the last soldiers in resisting the colonization. And if Gaza and Palestine falls, if they fall and if they fail in resisting the capitalism and occupation and colonization, all of us will lose. The human dignity will lose, because these people are teaching us dignity. These people who are digging tunnels with their own nails are teaching us dignity. So we need to make it very clear that no matter what happens, the oppressed people throughout the world are standing together against colonization and standing together against imperialism. Again, may Allah bless you for being here today, and may I accept from you, and thank you so much for everyone for standing up for Palestine and standing up for justice, and free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Let the Zionists hear us! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! To the sea!